I'm not in trouble. This is all of us in trouble to shut down free speech. The WayneMadsenReport.com. He also reports for Infowars.com. I'm inviting him again to come to D.C. I know he'll already be there. We're getting hotels and stuff to help us cover it during the inauguration. But will Trump make it? Because this is unprecedented to have the CIA, not supposed to be involved in domestic operations, domestically doing this. What are some of the other points you want Wayne to get into?
Well, I think it's very significant, Alex, that the CIA would come out and talk about this because they would not attack Trump if they didn't believe they could take him down. This is why Trump needs to take this very seriously, and he needs to push back, because we always understand that when this information comes out, whether it's coming from Snowden or WikiLeaks or somebody, they want to make them the focus, them the criminals. So when you expose the criminal actions of Hillary Clinton and you expose that she actually did rig the elections, we see that from the conspiracy between her and the press and the DNC. They don't want you to look at what she did to rig the elections. They don't want you to look at her crimes. They want to make the whistleblowers and the messengers the criminals and come after them.
And that's what I told Trump 4 months ago. I said, they're trying to steal the nomination. You just got that. I told him this personally. And I said, they're coming after you. They're going to try to steal the general. And he said, I'm already on it. So he didn't do what I said. He said, Alex, I'm already on it. You'll be very pleased the next few days. Then he came out. It wasn't him listening to me. He totally agreed and understood it. Wayne Madsen, where do you want to start? There's a lot here.
Well, you know, I've never seen so many so-called progressives singing the praises of the Central Intelligence Agency. In one case, it's surprising, but in another, it isn't, because I've just written a book called The Almost Classified Guide to CIA Front Companies, Proprietaries, and Contractors. And even after the end of World War II, when the CIA was created, they used a lot of so-called progressives, liberals out of academia, basically out of Ivy League schools, to do their dirty work in media manipulation. Operation Mockingbird, the Mighty Wurlitzer, all this came from people who claimed to be good old FDR.
And it was illegal then. They've now passed laws legalizing it.
Yeah, now we're going to see the Voice of America start to play a domestic propaganda role. But look, this, you know, Donald Trump's right. I'm surprised he knows enough about computer security to say, look, we don't know if this is China or Russia or some guy. I know he said a couple times, somebody laying in their bed. It's called network weaving. And the way a hacker covers his or her tracks is they go through various servers and computer systems around the world.
Sure, I don't like Bolton, but he's saying this could be an Obama false flag.
Yeah, absolutely. So network weaving was always done by nefarious actors to make it look like it was the Russians or the Soviets.
Well, that's like a phone spoof where you program your phone to be somebody else's phone number and then call up and death threat the SWAT team.
Right. So what they do this for is especially if they're breaking into bank accounts, they don't want to be subject to criminal investigation. It gets to the point where you can't follow those electronic breadcrumbs back any further because they get lost in this huge, complex network weaving operation. And I don't think the CIA is telling the truth. I think their secret report, it's like all the other phony intelligence they've come out with. See, I think there's not only a problem with fake news, there's a problem with fake intelligence.
Well obviously, most intelligence is fake.
Yeah, the CIA has cornered the market on fake intelligence. Remember yellow cake uranium and weapons
anthrax,
of destruction, and all that nonsense.
And by the way, they knew those were British trucks sold in 1990 and 1989, more than 30 of them, to Saddam to pump up hot air balloons with cameras on them for artillery direction for the Iran-Iraq war. That had just ended, but they ordered more trucks. They knew in the specs in Jane's Weapons Quarterly what the trucks were, but they lied and said it was anthrax trucks. But let me just get back to this then. We get so close to a problem that as we stare into the abyss, we become, kind of comfortable with it, to paraphrase Nietzsche. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen something since the Kennedy assassination this epic, where the CIA is openly involved domestically. The media is lockstep saying Trump's a Russian agent. They actually say Tucker Carlson, this congressman, said Thursday, you're a Russian agent. I mean, this is so laughable, but they're doing it. They're serious. They're trying to get delegates to go against Trump. More saying, you watch, he's not getting in. I think they're triggering COG, and I think Obama's got on his desk. I'm sure they floated it to him with the media promoting assassination. I think they're looking at actually killing Trump.
I talked to Wayne right after the election, Alex, and we talked about the color revolutions of Soros and the fact that they have always had the goal of delegitimizing an election and then painting the one who won it as a foreign agent and authoritarian.
Right after
and even
they
talked
lost,
about how it was a purple revolution when Hillary came out with her purple clothes.
What does this tell you? I want to ask Wayne this. What does this tell you? And I'm going to get back to them assassinating Trump because I think that's really on the front burner now. I'm going to skip the break. I need more time. We won't even be here soon if they continue, so it doesn't matter. We're sitting here. We're looking at this. And as you said, they wouldn't be putting all this out if they didn't think that they could unseat him. And as soon as they lost November 8th, 2 days later, Soros gave several hundred million more to Black Lives Matter, a couple $100 million more to a Ford Foundation initiative, and a bunch of corporations lined up and gave $1 million, $2 million. Kellogg's did. They gave hundreds of millions. So we're talking close to $1 billion has been given to destabilize, double the money they got the last year in an election. So they're not backing off on destabilization. That was a real marker that they're getting ready for civil war. Then CNN comes out yesterday and says, we're going into a national emergency. Get ready, it's Trump's fault. So Wayne, let's tackle both. The national emergency, the assassination issue, and what all this signifies. Because, I mean, in your 40 years as a journalist, before that, in the Navy and then the NSA, has your spidey sense or your gut, or maybe you think I'm wrong, maybe this isn't a critical time. I mean, what time in history are we standing right now?
1963 and John F. Kennedy, he actually, before, it was after the Bay of Pigs invasion in 61, he said he was going to take the CIA and break it up into 1,000 pieces and scatter it into the wind. I think we're in that time frame. We've never had a president, with the exception of Jimmy Carter, who tried to fire all the Bush people. And then, of course, they hit him with the October surprise that got him out of office. But we've never seen this kind of head-to-head struggle between the CIA and a president, or in this case,
and they usually kill somebody or false flag them. That's what I'm saying. They wouldn't be arrogantly up on their hind legs if they weren't moving. More than 20 years ago, when I started InfoWars, I was a fitness addict. I ran 6 miles almost every day. I would lift weights 4 or 5 days a week for up to 3 hours. I was really into what I was doing. But I also loved to go to buffets and pig out. I was a young man. As time went on, my metabolism slowed down. I quit working out. I was working 18 hours a day, many days, on average about 14, and I gained right at 100 pounds. I went from 180 to right up to 280 pounds. And I started to exercise really hard again. And I started to try to eat healthier. But for some reason, I couldn't lose more than 20 pounds. Couldn't go below about 259. Started taking third-party supplements. Started seeing some more gains. But when I started working with Dr. Group and some of the other top formulators in the country, they said, Alex, it's all about trace elements and things that the population is absolutely deficient in. Take this true atomic iodine that they were just developing and wasn't even available in stores yet. Boom. Weight started pouring off. Toxins started coming out of my body. It was incredible. Then I started taking DNA Force, Super Male Vitality, and I went down to 230 pounds. Now understand, that's losing 60, 70 pounds of fat and gaining, 20 pounds of muscle. All I know is my muscles got bigger, the fat came off of me. Then, by early 2016, I was in the best shape of my life since I'd been in really good shape in my 20s. I was still in better shape then, that's just time. But I was getting close. But the election heated up. I started working 14, 15, 16 hours a day. I stopped working out, but more importantly, I stopped taking the supplements because we rearranged the kitchen and somebody took the Lazy Susan off the kitchen table where I took some every morning, and I just kind of forgot about it. It was out of sight, out of mind. And so then I realized this morning, I said, we're going to put the Lazy Susan back on the table, and I'm going to start taking it religiously again. And I'm going to work out like I've been the last few weeks at the same level. It's the holidays, so I probably eat more. And I've already experienced what this has done before, but this time we're going to document it. And whatever the results are, I'm going to publish the findings. My gut tells me I'll lose at least 10 pounds even during the holidays taking the supplements because, again, it's what I've experienced before. But we're going to see. I'm going to work out just the same, probably eat even more, but I'm going to take the X2, the DNA Force, the Super Male every single day as it's recommended, and we're all going to see the results. Look, we're making America great again. We're restoring the republic, and part of that is making ourselves great again, our bodies great again, and feeling good about ourselves. I don't claim to be some beach boy, I've got, kind of bodybuilder, form. I'm a big guy. But we're going to see what happens in the next 30 days together on this journey, and we'll have updates every week on what's happening. And we will also then obviously take the 4 weeks and put it all together in a special report that's going to air January 5th. Now, I'll be frank with you. I'm still having treats. I'm still living like I normally do. This wasn't part of what we were about to do, and I'm not saying it's good. I'm embarrassed of it. Mexican Coke. Buckley's over there, and he made the joke earlier. Oh, yeah, you're really going to lose weight drinking Mexican Coke. I'm just being totally transparent. I'm going to eat pie. Christmas is coming up. I'm going to eat, ham and turkey. And I'm telling you, these nutraceuticals have really spoiled me because I work out less and was just losing weight as long as I took them. Then when I quit taking them, I've gained some weight. So we're going to see what happens. But I've experienced this. You need to experience this for yourself. It's December 5th, 2016. We're only like 25 days from 2017. And I want to invite all of the info warriors of every race, color, and creed that bleed red blood and love liberty, justice, and truth to make our bodies great again.